For some of us who are listening to this right now, there's one moment, one day, one opportunity, right, you get, and that'll change your life forever. But my point is, why do you have to wait until a calamity hits you, right? Until someone dies, you're at the doctor, something crazy happens? What if we could change it now?
Like, why do people have to wait for, I don't know, a calamity to arrive before they decide to take action? Is it possible to do earlier all the time?
You know, sometimes we put off things for tomorrow, and those tomorrows never come, right? And for me, my dad said, look, I'm out of here at 4 o'clock. And that day, my dad died at 6, 2 hours after he said he would. And when he died, each and every member of my family was holding my dad's hand while he passed from this world to the next. And as the days went on and I looked back on my dad's life, some very important lessons came out of it, which changed my life forever. Number one, that my dad was right. That, you know, if I didn't lose my business, I'd have never found the coping mechanism to deal with my father's death. But the dots connected even further, that if my father didn't die, I would have never gone on this journey. And the second thing which came out of there is I looked at that and I thought, you know, at that point in my life, when my dad passed away, he had no regrets. He was happy to go, and my life was full of regrets. I was in a profession I didn't like. I loved it for the first 7 years, but the other 7, I hated it. But I didn't know what else to do. Like, I had a stutter, I wasn't able to speak. I wanted to be able to help, inspire, and coach people. Like, since I was younger, people would come to me as the go-to guy. Like, they ask me things, and then I would give them answers and fix it, and I loved it. I'm like, how can I make a profession from that? But I couldn't speak. I had a stutter. And doctors always said, Mahmood, if you had a stutter for more than 2 years, it won't go away. And I believed them, right? We always believe people around us. Sometimes people who say something's impossible.
Especially if they're a professional.
Yes. And that's the day when I said I was going to change my life. That's the day I said, that's it. For some of us who are listening to this right now, there's one moment, one day, one opportunity, right, you get, and that'll change your life forever. But my point is, why do you have to wait until a calamity hits you, right? Until someone dies, you're at the doctor, something crazy happens? What if we could change it now?
Like, why do people have to wait for, I don't know, a calamity to arrive before they decide to take action? Is it possible to do earlier all the time? People either do things to gain pleasure or avoid pain. But I think we all know there's more chance you would do stuff to avoid pain than
100%. 100%.
You know, someone comes to you and says, oh yeah, you'll gain this, you'll gain this. You're like, I'm okay for now. But if you say to someone, if you don't do this, you're going to experience this, which is uncomfortable. Okay, all right, when do I start?
Yeah.
So you feel that it's always possible to start something before a painful situation? Do you think we can always drive ourselves without some kind of pain?
That's a great question, Roger. That's a great question. You know, in 1979, there was a study, and it was a theory called the prospect theory. And it's exactly what you said, right? That people are driven by 2 things, either driven by pleasure or pain. But what they're really driven by is the ability to get away from pain rather than go towards pleasure. It seems the same thing, but it's not. You'd rather pull away from something which is going to give you pain than go towards something which is pleasure. If you wait till those times, you will take action. But what if you could take action before? And can that happen? 100%. And that's why I believe it is so important to have people around you who can find out what you're really here for. If you can find your gift, you can find your passion, you can start building on that. And yeah, I truly do believe that you don't have to wait until something crazy, maybe something smaller. It doesn't have to be like the worst thing to happen before you take action. Maybe it's a bit of a wake-up call. Everyone's gonna have a bit of a wake-up call, right? You don't have to wait till someone dies or something crazy happens or you got flipping 2 weeks to live, you know, that kind of thing, right? You don't need to wait till then. You do the things you don't want to do, and what you don't want to do is what you need to do the most.